Dream it up!
Oh, do it.
Something like this.
Welcome to Dream It Up 2009.
I'm alive in Logan. It's the place to be at Logan's Dream It Up. Isn't it fantastic? And I've got to say, you are a sea of beautiful faces.
Dream what you want to dream. Do what you want to do. Be what you want to be.
Dream it up.
Feel it's alright. Feel it's alright. Positive music. Milli, Batia. Yo. Feeling.
We were hearing too much about kids leaving school and wanting to go on the dole. And that to me was just a bit of a light bulb moment. We can't have that. We've got to change attitude. So we got a few people around and we decided that we put on a big event. The big event turned out to be Dream It Up.
There's a lot of good people out here at Logan, wanting Logan to really show the world the talent that we have.
Here we go now.
Dream It Up is offering opportunities to these young people that I would have grabbed hold of and loved to have had when I was a young person. Life would have been a lot easier if that had been available.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Dream it up. Dream it up. Let me hear you say hell yeah. Man, what was that? I said hell yeah.
The amount of talent that is in this city, be it music, arts, film, dance, football, whatever it is, it's all here. And we just want to promote it.
Dream it up!
Thanks, guys. Events like Dream It Up are very important to the youth of Logan and of all areas. It sort of gives them something to look forward to each year, and if they can learn their culture during the whole process is a big advantage.
As a traditional custodian and an elder of the Yugambeh language group, I would like to acknowledge the elders both past, present and future on whose land on which we gather today to participate in the Dream It Up 2009. I am honoured to be asked to do the Welcome to Country for the second time and hope that the day will be successful, if not better, than last year. Jingi Walu Walu Jimbi, welcome friends and have a marvellous day.
A lot of Indigenous people don't have that opportunity to know about their language, about their history, because a lot of Indigenous kids don't know who their families are. And by involving traditional, not only traditional, but other Indigenous groups into this Dream It Up, then our kids will benefit more and they think, wow, I can get up and do that.
I'm Samun. And hey, but we all human beings now, so chill to everybody too.
You can teach me how to beatbox because I've tried, dude. And
I will.
Dude,
right now. And I'm going to teach him with the harmonica.
And yeah, people call me Kit or Kitch, so whatever, it's up to you. It's all good.
So what are you doing here today, Kitch?
I'm here just to tell the youth about finding their motivation and I understand exactly because I used to be sitting right there with the kids, so I'm here just to give them a little yo-yo, some motivation just to upgrade their soul to, battle this world that we live in today, so that's what it's all about.
Oh, give it up again.
I was blessed to learn my culture, and that's what I urge everyone to hit back to your roots, find out who you truly are, don't look on the TV. But yeah, so it's like going, panda.
Panda.
Yeah. I had to step back to where I really came from. And I was blessed that I got to learn my traditional dances and be able to do that stuff and apply it to now.
My name's Marcus Korawa. I work at ACPA, which is the Aboriginal Centre for the Performing Arts.
Do you find many kids who feel like they can't achieve, who feel like they just can't do what they want to be able to do?
A lot of kids that come there, they don't know what they want to do in life, but they're still finding out who they are and what they want to do. And they give music a go, they give acting a go, they give dancing a go, and you know, they really find themselves through that. The song that I'm performing is an original song. It's called Give It Up to the Greater You, or The Greater You. And what the song is about, it's about giving things a go and getting out of yourself and out of your comfort zone to, you know, achieve those dreams and achieve everything that they want to achieve. And yeah, you know, you just can't keep living life, you know, in the corner, in the dark. If you get out of your comfort zone and give things a go, well, then opportunities happen. And so, you know, that's giving it up to the greater you. So that's what this song is about.
On the edge, skip a little closer to the ledge and find that your purpose lies where your heart desires. So give it all up to the greater you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our in-house band, Angels of Fire.
This is a definitely good program to have and to keep for hopefully the years to come for young people.
I thought I could make it through all on my own.
So you guys grew up in Woodridge State High School and studied there. Seeing your, the next generations of kids out there in the crowd watching you guys, how do you think they react to seeing what you guys have achieved?
Hopefully we can inspire them to do just exactly the same, because no one is different. And I think when people, young people especially, actually see what you can accomplish and what you can put your mind to, when you cross your fingers, that it actually inspires them to do it. And I just think it's a brilliant idea, because there's so many young people lost with what they want to do and what they want to be at the end of school. The young generation today, they're just as talented as anyone else, but it's what they want to do with it. And for some people, it'll take a while to find out that what they really want to do and what their passion is. You got to be really positive that it's the right thing for you to do. You know, they've still got a whole life ahead of them.
So you guys feel inspired by the band up today?
What are you doing here today, Chris?
Today at Dream It Up, I'm going to be doing magic and illusion on stage, which is what I do, and then sharing a bit of my story with the kids to hopefully give them a bit of inspiration.
And for me, this is such a different thing. I'm 25 years old, and until I was 21, I worked at Arnott's Biscuits. I didn't do too well in high school. I didn't enjoy high school. I got an OP 18. I fell asleep during the QCS test, which was no good. I was tired. But, you know, I didn't make a lot of good choices in high school, and that affected my grades. And out of high school, I worked a lot of different jobs. The main one was Arnott's. And there was nothing wrong with doing hard work for a living. In fact, I quite enjoyed it. Some of the best friends I've ever made were there. But for me, there was something bigger that had been sort of churning ever since I was a little kid. I didn't always know what it was.
And there was this one day, and I said to myself, I wasn't overly passionate about the job. So I said, if I could do one thing, what would I do? If I could do anything with my life. And I thought about it, and it was that childlike dream I'd had, and it was to be a magician. So I thought, why not? What have I got to lose? So I grabbed onto that dream and that passion and ran with it.
All right, there we go. Yeah, it's hard riding backward. Anyway, I'm not that good at art. I am, however, kick-ass at magic. All eyes right here on the sketch pad. Whoop! You can clap if you're impressed. I'm not shy at all, people. Ha!
There are only two of us in the room, please.
My full name is Sergio Carlo Maresca.
What I have to share with you, let me tell you, I speak as if every word were my last.
Most people hate what they do. They go to their graves with their music still inside them.
Do what you want to do. Be what you want to be. Go where you want to go. Think what you want to think. But for God's sake, start doing it before midnight tonight.
And a few years back, I discovered what I really want to do. My passion is to sow seeds in the hearts and souls of every single person today and say, you can become whatever you want to become.
Before midnight tonight, to make a list of 10 things you want to do before you die if you had absolutely no fear, and to begin doing them.
You guys feel pretty inspired?
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I've done probably about 7 seminars a week for the last, 10 years, and this is the one that absolutely freaked me out.
It's important to give the children something, or the kids something that they can take away with, that they can grab hold of and use.
I asked my 15-year-old daughter what was the best word to use.
I was born in Manly in Sydney, just on a normal working class family, mum and dad, you know, typical family.
He said, look, Dad, just tell them you're absolutely shitting yourself. Sorry, teachers.
I led sort of straight into business. Business made a lot of sense to me.
Since the age 3, someone said, what do you want to do for a living, James? And I said, I want to be rich.
And I became a commodity broker at 17, actually. I got an opportunity came past where I met someone who knew a lot about it, and I saw the money in it, of course.
Which is a good career.
I retired at 35.
So what I'm trying to say to you is in the first step of getting these goals and living these goals and doing these goals is you have to set a goal at some stage.
Hitting your targets.
You have the best archer in the world, has all the skills, the training, the motivation to get that target. However, if he can't see his target, he will never hit it.
So regardless of how far away the target might be to you, at least you've got somewhere to aim.
Being a professional athlete, I went through my life without writing down any goals. I still produced results and I still got somewhere, but I know now that I never had real control over where I was going. And if they get one thing out of today, is to start writing it down and start changing their thought process. Because if they can change their thought process, their thoughts create their whole world.
Now I'm going to tell you, write your goals. Write it down. When you leave this, put what you want to do. And that's for real. Now we're going to go on the serious side. Because I didn't write any goals. I didn't do nothing. And that's when I got involved with the drugs and the gang violence. The fear. Let's go fear gangster. Let's, you know, I'm bad. Yeah, you bad? Yeah, I'm badder than you. You know, you know what I mean? But in my language, fear boko. You think you know it all, you know? All the Samoan kids are like, yeah, I feel boko hard out. Yeah, you know. But that's for real. That's for real. And I'm telling you right now, I thought I was all that. I thought that I was invincible. And I wasn't just I was on the hard drugs. And I'm not afraid to say it because, you know, life is real once you finish school, kids. For me, you know, I tell the kids straight. And I'll tell the camera straight. I was on the needle, on the drugs. I almost lost my life. My friend overdosed in the toilet. That really broke my heart and woke me up to see that life's too short and that you really got to do something with my life. Because at that point, I was at my lowest point. I was away from home. I was messing with the wrong people. For me, getting over my drug addiction was one of the biggest things that I guess my obstacle. And what saved me from the drugs and, you know, almost death, I would say, was music. Out of all odds, I said to myself, yes, I can do it, you know, and yes, I will do it. 2004, live, I was accepted from the Australian Idol to go on the Beatbox Alliance. You know, I had to sacrifice time, so when the boys were going out partying, I was in my room rehearsing. So I was surrounded by good people, and it helped me push myself. I guess with everything, if you want to be a doctor, a nurse, you always got to study hard. And for me, I trained, you know, rehearsals. I got to be with amazing artists, you know, so it's not about I can't do it because that's not in my book. It's I will do it and I can do it.
This is my best attempt for a beautiful ending at a snowflake. Real snowflakes, of course, are cold and wet. We're going to make this cold and wet right now.
I went through my fair share of hardships when I was growing up, like any person does, I suppose. For me, the things that impacted my life the most were my parents' divorce, which happened at a young age, and I was the oldest sibling, so just taking care of my younger siblings, there was a lot of responsibility there, and that's by no means uncommon these days, you know, with the divorce rates and whatnot. And when I was 13 years old, I was diagnosed with depression and obsessive-compulsive disorder, which completely dominated my life for about 5 years, and that was such a hard time.
Let me encourage each and every one of you today to take those little seeds inside of you, those little drops of water, those little flakes of snow, because if you just believe.
Dreaming was probably one of the most important things, you know, because if you don't think beyond what you're going through at the time, then you're kind of just stuck in this hole. But you know, some days I just sit there and believe that one day it was going to end and I was going to get out of it and I was going to have a normal life and experience, you know, good things like we're meant to in this life.
Those drops of water can turn into floods. Those single flakes of snow, whatever it is inside of you can turn into a whole snowstorm. Watch this very closely.
Cause you're all I want, you're all I need.
Live it.
Give it up for Sienna.
I can't explain. Seeking fame and speaking words I never thought I'd say.
Ever since I was 4, I had this dream of racing motorbikes. Progressively, we built our way up, me and my family. And, I've now won 5 Australian titles, 32 state titles, and a couple hundred regional titles. So, achievement-wise, I think I'm pretty much satisfied.
This guy has been through a lot since he was young.
2 years ago I had this accident, left me here in a wheelchair. I broke my neck, and it's left me a quadriplegic.
Man, it must be really hard, dude. But obviously that hasn't really stopped you from pursuing your dreams.
Don't let anything stop you. You're definitely going to have hurdles in life. You will have people that will give you negatives and say you can't do it. Don't be afraid to take risks, but just strive off that and, prove them wrong. That's a big thing as well. People tell me I'm never going to walk again or be independent. I'm independent now. I drive, I swim. I've got a drag car. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Dude, you know what I heard backstage? I heard that you play rugby.
Yeah, wheelchair rugby. I'm playing for Queensland now. And
you're a champ.
I love it, I'll stick it up, I can do it. Don't be afraid to put in the effort. Just get out there and don't be afraid of going for your goals. Everyone's got to have a dream and goal. That's, it's just a way of life. You just don't take it day by day. Set yourself a plan, but, don't be afraid to take risks. And sometimes, even if they go pear-shaped, you just got to keep it positive and keep on pushing forward. Just don't give up.
Somehow you will when you believe.
You can do all the right things and life goes wrong.
Life sucks. I said that today. Anyone who says that life doesn't suck is a liar. Life at times is extremely unfair and unjust. Things happen which you don't deserve. Now we've got that out of the way, let's make a choice. Either I become a rebel without a cause and I self-destruct because I'm so angry and bitter, or I become a rebel with a cause and I build an oasis in the middle of my swamp.
I don't care what has happened to you so far in your life. It's not important, because it's what you do from here that counts. It's not where you came from that counts. What counts is where you're going to.
There's a lot of kids with a lot of talent these days that's more or less throwing it away on stuff they shouldn't be doing, I guess we can only guide them. We can't show them the door. They have to open it, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of kids out there that are ready to open that door. They just have to make the first step. Keep dreaming and keep believing in what you're dreaming. Don't just give up, halfway. Obviously, I wouldn't be here if I gave up. It was sort of funny because I was the only boy dancing in the class, surrounded by all these, girls that are jazzy with straight lines, and I'm a hip hopper, which with hardly no technique at all. Coming into this class full of little girls standing like this, and it was really hard for me to work. But I guess if I didn't stay there, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I guess you just have to stick by your by your guns, and if you have something you wanna reach in life, don't stop. Just keep going for it. Make sure you get it. If you don't get it, you won't be satisfied in the long run. So just keep your eye on the prize.
Carter, I'ma kiss the spot for you, and I'ma kiss it till you scream. Wait a minute.
Thanks, guys.
What I really wanted out of life was a lifestyle that I've seen on TV. I wanted that the fast car and the big house and the big boat. I wanted that lifestyle, and I figured out a way of doing that, okay? And I'm going to share that with you right now. I'm going to share with you now. Just so follow this, okay? If I was wherever I am in today, whether I was working for somebody today, or whether I was at uni, or even at school, on the dole, it wouldn't matter, and I wanted to make a lot of money right now, this is how I'd do it. Very, very simple. I'd get a bit of paper, and I'd fold it into 4, in a quarter. And then on the quarter page here, what I'd do is I'd write a little story. And I'd write on there, my name's Mike O'Hagan, and I really love washing cars. And on Tuesday, I'm going to be in your street, and I'm happily wash your car for $25. And then on the bottom, I put my mobile phone number and call me any time. Then I'd go down with my bit of paper, and I write that 4 times on the page, one for Wednesday, one for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I take that down and put it in a photocopier, run through a photocopy a few hundred times, come back, cut them into 4. Then I'd take them out, and the Tuesday ones I'd put in those streets there, and the Wednesday ones I'd put up in those streets there, and the Thursday I'd stick over there, and the phone would ring. And the phone would ring, and I'd either do 2 things. I'd either find some mates who want to wash cars and get them to go and do it, or I'd go out there and wash the cars myself. But I can tell you this, within a few months, I would have at least half a dozen people working for me washing those cars, and all I'd be doing is taking phone calls. Folks, that's the story of Mini Movers. That's how I started Mini Movers. As simple as that. I have 400, 500 people working for me, 130 trucks, and I haven't worked in it for 4 years. I retired out of it 4 years ago. I've got to say, I want you to think beyond the little box you're living in. For those of you who have the desire and the drive, all you got to do is go and find something that lots of people need, something that you can start from where you're at today. It doesn't matter even at your age, where you're at school, you can still do this. Anybody can do this. It's not hard. And just simply start doing it.
Take your time to think about what you want, where you want to go.
If there's an opportunity, snatch it and run with it.
This dream was always running ahead of me. It was always out of reach.
And I really want to emphasize, because we all go through hardships, that's what life is, and we all have different stories, but we don't need to let that impact who we can be. We can start a fresh page today, we can start our lives today, and we can work towards absolutely anything today, no matter what the story is up to this point. And I really want to, if your kids walk away with anything today, I'd love them to walk away with that.
You will be able to change your life today. It doesn't matter what happened in the past, it doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, you will be able to change it today.
You've got to have the desire to do it. You've got to really, really want to do it inside yourself. And you've got to be doing it for yourself.
You just do it. If you want to do it and you feel it inside that that's something that's meant for you, then do it, regardless of what anyone says.
Become a rebel with a cause. Have a dream. Dream it up. And don't you ever surrender.
If you really want to do something, you go out and do it, because the only person that's stopping you is you.
Take your time to think about what you want, where you want to go. This dream was always running ahead of me. It was always out of reach. And now I'm trying to catch up, but walking's not enough. I gotta run. If I wanna catch it, I gotta run. You were once an outcast, but you got by. You were once excluded, but nobody ever saw you cry. Got a long way to go, you know you want to. That dream was always running ahead of me. It was always out of reach. And now I'm trying to catch up, but walking's not enough. I gotta run. And it's getting closer, closer, closer. That dream was always running ahead of me. It was always out of reach. And now I'm trying to catch up, but walking's not enough. I gotta run. Thank you.